In early July 2018, a group of protesters encamped themselves outside of Philadelphia's City Hall to protest the Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency and the practice of Philadelphia law enforcement cooperating with them.
Ethereum.
Yeah, Ethereum, yeah.
The cryptocurrency.
Yeah, oh, so you're talking about, how do I turn this around?
Like the state of anarchy, like what type of anarchy, like, because there's all different types of anarchy.
That's kind of what we wanted to talk about. We really don't have a, our documentary is more about the concept of anarchy and kind of documenting, like, most people don't even have the ability to make those kind of distinctions when they're talking about anarchy. They just view it as complete disorder. So this is kind of, we kind of just want to run the gambit of perspectives on anarchy. We're not kind of trying to preach to anybody. So we'd like to explain to you, what's your name?
Ghost.
Roast?
Ghost.
Ghost? Okay, Ghost.
Yeah, Ghost.
And, well, tell me what anarchy is to you exactly, since that's what we're talking about. What
Try
kind
to
of
speak a little louder, too, because of the buses.
What kind of anarchist are you?
I used to be ANCAP. I started reading more into philosophy, and I decided like egoism and anarcho-syndicalism is more like my type of style. Like as an anarcho-syndicalist, I believe in having unions there. I believe in like co-op dram stores, like about abolition of capitalism. And along with the federal government and also any other types of government. Like I do not believe in the state at all. I believe the state is just a tool to have a monopoly on violence. Like Max Stirner once said, the state will call its own violence law and call that of the individual crime. Like you see police out here brutalizing peaceful protests. Like that's very unconstitutional.
What have the police done since you've been here?
Since I've been here, we were over on 8th and Cherry. The police gave us, they said they were going to raid the camps. They said they're good today. We had 3 ones. They gave us one moving and moved in 30 seconds later. That was caught on camera by multiple people. So, and possibly might be a Supreme Court case, but the Supreme Court, how it is now, I'm pretty sure it wouldn't go down too well for us in the Supreme Court. But,
you describe yourself as an anarcho-syndicalist?
Yes.
What you said some philosophers inspired you. What philosophers were they?
Bookchin, Max Stirner.
Bookchin and Max Turner?
Bookchin, Max Stirner, Kropotkin.
What are their I guess basic takes on anarchy and explain to me your shift from anarcho-capitalism to a more I guess anarcho-syndicalist perspective.
Yeah, I was ANCAP. I was libertarian at one point. That's how I got into politics. That was 2016 debate, like President Trump. Like I knew the Democratic and Republican parties aren't for the people, so I was, trying to find a third option. And here along, Gary Johnson comes on. Seems like a cool dude, so like I started getting more into like a libertarian capitalism, and it was like, you know what, if there's any type. Like, it's not enough just to have a small state. Like, a small state will grow. Like, United States started out as a very libertarian state, but then the power of the state just grows, and it's just, typically the state does not give up its power. It has to be overthrown by force if you want freedom.
Now, you said that you're against capitalism, so may I ask what you would replace capitalism with?
Just mutual aid.
Voluntary
money.
Mutual aid? Or?
Voluntary mutual aid. I'm an anarchist. I don't believe in coercion. Like, if you want no part in the society you don't want to be part of, you don't have to be part of it. You don't have to partake. But I do believe a post-state society will be pan-anarchist. Like,
what if now in your anarcho-syndicalist society, would there be people who are allowed to engage in capitalism on their own accord, or would who wanted to opt into their own, or would that be prohibited?
I mean, money's still involved in anarcho-syndicalism. It's not full-on anarcho-communism, but...
Well, that's what I want to learn. I'm unfamiliar with the term, so I really want to kind of feel it out.
You will, like, I mean, people selling, like, just random shit, like, that's fine. As long as, like,
talk over this way.
I just don't believe in exploitation. Like, I'm a vegetarian. I don't believe in exploiting animals for, like, profit. So I don't eat meat. I eat eggs and milk, though. Like, dairy cows enjoy being milked. They release pressure in their udders. So But it does make, but they do take the children away, which I'm not too happy about. There's places to get humane milk, like that's not like that calves haven't been ripped away from their mothers, so like collect milk.
Would you mind moving your hand? I think it might be muffling.
Oh yeah,
Let me ask you this though, this is something for my own personal interest. For you, can you for me contrast? Because I'm not really seeing what the difference between a anarcho-capitalist and anarcho-syndical society are. Both, I mean, anarcho-capitalists also seem to be against the state. That's
caps are against the state too, but for other reasons.
But what is the? So could tell me the difference between those two societies? How is an anarcho-capitalist society different than an anarcho-syndicalist society?
All right. Well, capitalism is abolished in anarcho-syndicalism.
Who abolishes it?
Just capitalism is abolished.
But how can one abolish capitalism without force?
You use force. That's the point. Is to use force to overthrow capitalism.
So force is initially used to overthrow capitalism. How is capitalism overthrown? In what ways is force used to overthrow capitalism?
Like they did in like the Bolshevik Revolution, like some types of uprising. Like they had some in Spain and didn't go real too well for them. They did abolish capitalism at one point in Barcelona.
Okay, but then you said you think the Bolsheviks, should there be some sort of committee or something that decides who needs to be arrested or taken out of power?
There's no power involved.
Move your hand, I'm sorry. We don't have a mic.
Yeah, there's no power involved. So the thing is, everything is done on an autonomous basis. Body autonomy is important in anarchy. Like, if people are to be free, they have to communicate with each other, let other people know what they're doing. And like, I don't believe in military or police, so people have to look out for each other, which is what I believe anarchy is about. It's about love and compassion and just caring for each other.
What do you feel about cryptocurrency?
Cryptocurrency? I do have a stash of cryptocurrency.
Are you on Steam it yet?
Steam it? No, I'm not.
Get on there.
Get on it? Alright.
And we'll link up.
Alright, well, definitely.
Okay, I mean, it's kind of, is there any kind of, well, actually, let's get specifically into what you're here for. I mean, what did you come to this, what are you trying to get out of this protest? What do you think it's trying to do, outside of obviously abolishing ICE?
I came to this protest with 3 demands. Maybe add a couple extras, like shut down Berks Detention Center. We have to place pressure on Governor Wolf for that.
What is Berks?
The Berks County Family Detention Center over in Reading. Like, that has to be shut down.
Explain what that is.
Berks Detention Facility is one of 3 detention facilities in America that holds families together, and it's the only one that can hold families indefinitely, which means forever without trial or anything else, which sounds... I've studied politics and I studied criminal justice. That does sound like a very unconstitutional thing to do.
It does.
It does, really. And so that's one of my demands, shut down Berks. End PARS, end collaboration with the city of Philadelphia and ICE. PARS is a preliminary arraignment reporting system. So if you're stopped or arrested or detained, your name goes into a database which shares information with all types of government agencies, federal government agencies, and ICE is one of those government agencies. So if somebody's undocumented, ICE will find out immediately and they will come to the scene. So detain them and
anyone arrested in the country is put into this PARS database?
Only in Philadelphia.
Only in Philadelphia?
Yeah, it's Philadelphia. It's one of it's agreed upon the city council. The agreement's about to run out August 31st, and the way they're looking, there's 3 people that ultimately decide that decision. One of Mayor Kennedy's directors, which is oh yeah, we deadass have to get rid of PARS. Mayor Kennedy himself, which he's kind of tossed up, and there's just one mystery person, we don't know who it is.
Okay.
So.
And where are you hearing that from?
The city council itself. We have people that talk to the city council. We're like, all right, what's going on? Just we'll look at the news, what's going to be being discussed at City Hall. They're having an emergency meeting today on the topic of what they're going to do with PARS, and we're gonna be out here for until.
What's your third demand?
Third demand is abolish ICE, shut down Berks, and no collaboration. Those are our 3 demands. I was like thinking of like 2 extras, like maybe get rid of the neo-Nazi police that are actually in the police force and do like go to neo-Nazi rallies. Like these are the type of people we do not want in our police force. Like I don't like the police force as it is, but definitely having actual self-alleged neo-Nazis and fascists in the Philadelphia police force is not a good thing. Because I don't see any, like no far leftist is gonna want to join the police force. No, not even an ANCAP is gonna want to join the police force because they're here to do a job, steal from the people, and protect the interest of the bourgeois and the government itself. So that's what they do. They're not here to protect the people. Like that, people have told me, like they've heard cops, like North Philadelphia, like there's like starting like random violence breaking out, and like cops just say, oh yeah, just let them kill each other. Like that's the shit they do. Like police a couple days ago shot somebody's dog like a couple blocks away, and they came here and like they were very distressed. Like I was watching him throughout the day. Like he just wouldn't stop drinking. Like that's what he was doing. That was his only companion, and like it was just torn from him by the fascist police. And like my heart goes out to him. Like I know like that's a bit of a struggle, losing like something you care about. That's the shit they do, is they just rip people's, like just demolish people. And they go about like when you just like even just random police that walk by, it's just like we yell dog killer, and sometimes they just smirk, and like they do follow us sometimes. This police force is a fascist organization. It's not only is it fascist, but it's also criminal and terroristic at that.
Have they you said that people here have been speaking with city council. Do you have some sort of like, I don't know, liaison or someone a representative that's been speaking to the government about your demands?
We don't have a representative. We've just been hearing words of it's the city hall. There's definitely going to be city councilmen and just important people that work for the city that comes through here, and you just you do like he's a courier. Joe is a courier. He has access to city hall, and because he just delivers papers. But we just word of mouth is what like communication is important in this type of situation. Like if you're protesting, communication is important in any type of protest. Definitely on this type of level of protest, like we had Occupy Philadelphia, like 2011, Occupy Wall Street, I believe that was 2008. I believe. I was really young when that was happening.
They were all around 2011. They were like the same time.
Yeah, so we all had that happening, and it was like about the same deal. What we were trying to do is learn from those occupies to help with our own. And Jim Kenney told the police department just leave the protesters alone. Like with direct orders from Mayor Kenney just to like not engage with us.
Well, I mean that's I guess that's one good thing he did, right?
Yeah, but like we still have officers snooping around. Like I'm pretty sure like the police department is still trying to figure out like what we're doing. Despite what Kenny says, like we have this person over here. Like if you just don't look at him, like don't let him know that you're looking at him, but just know that he's there. I was stopped by DHS. Like I had a trans flag around the corner, and they were snooping through that a couple days ago, and I was like, oof, like that's not a good thing. So I just came back later to try to come grab it. I had a mask that was like I possibly seized, and I did buy a couple of glasses, but I had a skull face mask, red and black, that must have been seized by police or DHS. So I went to go over to get my flag. I saved it from the DHS. I was like, they tried to stop me. I was like, how are you doing today? I'm like, am I being detained? I wasn't being detained or anything, so I just left. But it is a concern that we all have, is the DHS and the police department coming around and just trying to interfere with just a peaceful protest.
Well, listen, thank you, Ghost. I really appreciate it. My name's Sonny, by the way. This is Pat over here.
Is that? I don't have a cigarette on me right now. Let's see, somebody who might. Alright, well, that's just took care of itself. It's like we have problems that come around, like some of them, like, people are just, like, here just causing shit. Like, I'm on the safety team, so, like, somebody was snooping around in the kitchen after his clothes just trying to grab things, and he's been just causing trouble for the past couple days. He tried picking a fight with me, so I was like, dead ass, what I wanted to do was, like, lead him off of camp and just, I'm trained in martial arts. I have experience with certain groups that, like, go out and do a direct action, and, like, this is one of the Philly typical, like, fake tough guys that you see. Like, he doesn't look that tough. Like, I'm a good fighter. Like, I could probably just knock him out with one punch. Is that him over there? Yeah, that ass is over there. We've had stuff stolen from us, too.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. It must be a little hard to, I mean, for lack of a better word, police this area on your own, considering, like, you know, you don't have the actual state police to call.
And
so,
if like, one of the things is, like, if we see somebody trying to call the cops, we tell them to leave, because we do not want the police to move in on this location.
How long have you been at this location?
We came here, alright, so the Thursday after the 2nd is when the camp was raided by police, and we moved down here later that night. So.
And what is today?
I lost track. Today's Thursday, so we've been down here for 2 weeks, I think. Exactly 2 weeks.
Yeah,
Well,
19th. Yes.
19th. So we've been here since the 5th, I believe. And we were at 8th and Cherry from the 2nd to the 5th. We started off on the other side of City Hall, just a gathering, and we had to march to the ICE facility.
Under what conditions will you leave? Like, are you going to be here indefinitely until your demands are met?
I'm going to be here indefinitely until my demands are met. Or until everybody just decides to leave and I'm the only one out here.
Oh.
Like, dead ass. Like, if I'm the only one, like, there's just, like, a couple people out here. Like, that's not going to go well.
I mean, yeah, if you just stand outside until they decide that
you
might be staying there for a while.
They will evict us by August 31st if we're still out here.
And will you, like, if the police come here and tell you to disperse, will you refuse their demands?
I probably would. I'll just say, like, I'm out here. Like, I'm not leaving anytime soon. But the 31st, they said that they wanted us gone by the 31st. We didn't have to leave just yet. But, like there are no permanent structures. There's, like, no permanent fixations, like markings on any buildings. Some things that's, like, not going to be able to be taken off or be difficult to take off. So.
Have you guys, for the most part, abided by that rule?
Yeah, it's pretty simple. Like they said, like, because it's basically like one thing you do have to worry about is reactionaries coming by and, like, just trying to do their own shit. Like,
Has that happened yet?
We've had a couple reactionaries come by.
What have they done?
Like, there's a thing among, like, reactionary communities, like, left-wingers don't have jobs, and that's why they advocate for communism. So, like, we've had this one. KSS, if you know what that is.
No.
Keystone State Skinheads.
Okay, no, I've never.
Yeah, one of them came by and, like, he gave, like, a protester $1 and just like I just recognized him from, like, all right, this guy's a fascist. So I, like, called him out. He was like, this guy's a fascist. Like, what? I even gave you $1. Like fuck out of here.
But no violence.
No violence. Yeah, like this. The first day after we came down here, a 3%er came down and just was starting shit. I was like, it's somewhere to be. So I was like, I just, like, some constitutionalists, like, oh yeah, it's all about law and order. Like, they believe in the Constitution. Like, the Constitution, they have a strange view of the Constitution. Like, it's supposed to keep law and order, but the Constitution is really supposed to protect the liberty of the people. And I feel like a direct response to that, the Constitution was meant to secure the liberties of the people. I feel like they have changed it to keep control of the people, which,
Yeah, I would agree with that.
like, they're just having a whole bunch of use. Like, some things you need a permit for now. Like, if you want to go out and burn a flag, you need a permit for that, or else you will be arrested. Which,
You have a permit to burn a flag?
yes, because
So the government issues flag burning permits? That's actually
well, it's
kind of funny.
It's not a permit to burn the flag. It's a permit to start a fire. Like if you just go out and just like
God
you
forbid
need
you start a fire.
like flag burning, you need like some type of like alcohol or gasoline to soak the flag in, and then you light it up. Or because if you just like try to light a flag on fire with like a lighter and it's just a dry flag, it's not gonna do. It's not even gonna burn. It's not even gonna catch fire. It's just gonna go around it. So you need an accelerant which you have to use. And if you get caught like burning a flag, like you can get charged with stuff for like starting a fire, like reckless endangerment, starting a fire without a permit, uncontrolled flame, just stuff like that. Like,
Well, I mean, it seems like you guys have all the angles figured out so that they don't have an excuse to kind of bust you up.
yeah, and the odd thing around like this type of thing is like you know what a banner drop is, right?
No, explain that.
A banner drop is when you just
What? Just say it one more time.
a banner drop.
Banner drop?
It's when you take like a sheet, you like make it like into a sign, and you just drop it over and over fast. Like
Oh,
we're-
okay, banner drop, yes.
So like shit like that people do, like that's gonna like there's hold some very serious charges, like some possible charges involved with that is reckless endangerment, causing a catastrophe, manslaughter.
Yeah.
If somebody ends up dying because it falls from like and it just like hits a car and somebody crashes and dies. Like I'm not trying to catch these charges. Like it sounds cool, but like, just keep it safe. Like we need people here. That's what we need. So I'm not gonna be doing anything illegal.
That's where we're at here, man. I feel like a lot of people don't really understand what you guys are even here for. Like, for example, cars. I bet most people that are sitting at home watching like this on the news have no idea that one of your demands is to, you know...
And an agreement is
and-
like what that has been decided by the city council itself.
You don't have to be an anarchist to not want to be in a national
Fascist state.
in a fascist state or a national criminal database. I mean, so I
Yeah.
feel like it's important to get your ideas out there too, because people might be a little bit more sympathetic than you realize. You know, especially the bourgeois kind of people sitting at home, like people are still self-interested. They don't want to be in a fascist state either.
Yeah, well, the thing is that I'm pretty sure the Department of Homeland Security, ICE, and the Philadelphia Police Department all know my face by now. I've done a lot of protesting in Philadelphia. They definitely know who I am.
But anyway,
So where can people find you?
yeah, well, you have like
You got an
any sort of,
Instagram,
like,
or
social
where do you
media?
put out your word? Because
Syndicalist Ball on Facebook.
Cynicalist Ball?
Yeah, it's like a little meme page I run.
yeah, you should sign up for Steam It with that same name.
Steven.
Yeah, check our
Tell
place out.
people right here to follow you on Steam with that name.
Alright, well,
Spell it out.
Syndicalist Ball, SYNDICALISTBALLL, like ball.
Syndical. Oh, so you're a syndical capitalist.
Syndicalist Ball.
What kind of capitalist are you?
I'm not any type of capitalist.
I'm
I'm
not. I meant saying anarchist. Excuse me.
anarcho-syndicalist.
Syndicalist. I was saying cynical. CYN. So I want to make sure I got syndicalist.
Yeah, I can like write it out, like write it down on the like legit a piece of paper right there. All I have to do is find a pen.
We got to record it, so we're just gonna go. And if you get the chance, go check out our page. It's the State of Anarchy. Maybe
I have checked it out a couple times.
Oh really?
Yeah,
It's interesting.
like it's pretty much like anti-state messages that I've been getting.
Yeah, I mean it's for the. We kind of just we're really just kind of trying to document any sort of movement that is outside of the state, outside of the government.
Well, your page doesn't seem anti-capitalist. It doesn't seem anti-communist. It seems like pretty just black flag. Just like no adjectives, like just black flag.
I think that I mean, put it this way, the three people that are involved, me, him, and our other friend, we all amongst us have different views on anarchy.
Yeah.
So we're part of our page is a dialogue amongst us about different concepts of what anarchy could be. And
Yeah, I
think
do.
It's an important conversation to have.
I personally believe in anarchist unity. Like, I think ANCOMs, ANCAPs, mutualists, egoists, transhumanists, they should all just team up and just do some shit. But, like, that's not a very popular opinion among left anarchists to work with ANCAPs.
Well, something that you said that might not be a very popular opinion amongst, ANCAPs is like you compared the movement to like the Bolsheviks. Like a lot of people view that, including myself, is not really the best example of a successful overthrow of the government or overthrow of the state. I mean, what replaced it wasn't too much better either.
Yeah, like I'm not a big fan of Marxist-Leninism. Like I remember, like they fucking stabbed the anarchists right in the backs. Like the anarchists fought for the Bolsheviks, and then they just round them up and put them into gulags.
But when you engage in a revolution that uses force as its means to an end, isn't that something that you're kind of opening yourself up to? I mean, if you believe that we have to by force overthrow capitalism, which I'm still not quite sure what that means, but if we use force to do it, then it's kind of you already set the precedent that force is the way to change
overthrowing capitalism can wait. What we want to do right now is just abolish government. That's like my main goal. Like I don't like anarchy first is what I go by. I'm not anti-capitalist before I'm an anarchist. I'm an anarchist before I'm an anti-capitalist.
Okay.
Like I do believe in abolishing the state by any means necessary.
Understood. On that, I think that's a good way to end it. Ghost, would you like us to blur your face, by the way?
That doesn't matter.